Welcome back, everybody, to the 377th part of an ongoing conversation among your internet dads. That's Pete, I'm JJ, and we are here Monday through Friday on rumble.com/internet dads to read the news, talk about stuff that's going on.
You're still low, man. Your volume's still just really low. Yeah, as compared to like 2 weeks ago, it's gone.
Look, I just turned it to 91. 91.
That's good. I've been having a lot of volume issues. Me and my engineer have been working with some Microsoft volume issues. I bet we're not the only ones having computer volume problems.
Oh my God. I updated drivers yesterday. That was a mistake. I mean, like, that's 2 hours of like, why isn't my computer working right?
Good morning. How was your weekend, sir?
It was good. It was good. I've been fighting off a bit of a cold, and the runny nose.
You got the Rona?
I ain't got the Rona. I got just a runny nose. It's regular flu, regular cold. It's not a flu even. It's just like, but I've been having like a raspy cough. I'm just trying to get over it. But,
well, every year except for one, we have the flu. We've had the flu. Every single year, tens of millions of people get the flu, except for 1 year. And 1 year, the flu just completely didn't hit us for some reason. I mean, it just kind of skipped over us. But it's weird how it did that. But I mean, it's the flu season is coming up.
Yeah. Oh my God! YouTube. Okay, YouTube did not stop us from broadcasting today, but they would not take the. They would not take the thumbnail. It did not accept the thumbnail. So we're broadcasting.
If you're watching us on YouTube, YouTube has banned our thumbnail. Do you want to show the thumbnail here on the screen?
I absolutely do. It looks just like this. It looks like
YouTube
looks like Smollett doing tons of cocaine and destroying the Biden-Harris campaign and accidentally. So we will be talking about that in a moment. Yeah. So if you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, do that, and then jump over to the backup of rumble.com because
what if you used you are a fantastic artist and we're not
that was AI.
Everyone says that except for you. All right. So why don't we all know that you're a good artist. Why don't you use AI and make Inktober, but take the word and try to make it political?
It would be. For me, it's the same amount of time, and I don't have the time.
Okay, well, why don't you draw one a week? Why don't you go back this past week and just pick
you know what? Hold up. I think you're right. I think actually Inktober, the webpage, Inktober has a one a week for the year. It's called Inktober 52. Did you know that?
No,
I didn't either. So why don't we do that for 2025? We will do Inktober 52. Oh, it looks like Inktober hasn't updated their list since 2021. Never mind.
Well, no, I've got the Inktober official 2024 prompt list here, but the other guys that I'm watching draw have got a completely different prompt list. So we'll update that at the end.
I honestly would like to just hang out and draw, but where do you get time? I have to commute a lot.
This one today, I drew over the weekend, and because it's passport, and I was looking at a stamp. I was looking at a passport stamp and drawing with colored pencils, and it was so cathartic because I could zoom way, way in and draw very, very close, and then zoom way, way out and shade and zoom way, way in. And I've never been able to do that before. And it turned out, I thought,
I want to see. Let's see.
Fantastic. This is passport. This was my colored pencil.
People's Republic of China.
If you look, I mean, you can see my shading spots that I screwed up on. And
honestly, it looks pretty good. There's no way you wrote that. Did you write that?
I had the overlay just barely showing underneath, and I was watching, and I zoomed way, way in, and I was trying to slowly kind of pick out.
I mean, it looks like a stamp. It looks legit.
That's what when I would zoom out, I wasn't watching it because you look, the A down here is way too dark. But I was trying to use the colored pencils to make it look like a stamp, with the missing part, like the stamp's not going to hit everything.
I
was trying to do that on the side, but I noticed that the way that you hold the stylus really affects the way that it marks the colored pencil on the page, man.
Yeah, depending on the kind of phone you have. Some of them have pressure sensitivity. Some of them have angle sensitivity. So
yeah, the angle. This one does have angle sensitivity, and it's crazy. Yesterday's was Trek.
Great.
I was using the paint like Bob Ross painty for this, but this is all pencil.
You're doing great.
And this was for my brother. My brother always had a Trek 8900. This is
I got Dave's a Trek 820, and I blew my tires out this weekend too. Well, last weekend. I don't overpressure your tires.
Yeah, I had to look at the frame. I was like, I want to make sure to get a Trek frame in there. You know, it's got that diamond frame, and I was like, I gotta make sure to get that. So Dave was busy over the weekend. He did Spock for Trek.
Yeah, okay.
It's awesome. Binoculars. This was my binoculars one. I was playing around with like a simple drawing and then just kind of watercolor paints underneath. But then I put the real Steal Your Face logo. And then if you zoom way in, that's me. And I'm looking at a fish show. that's a fish show in the back. I took that picture and I circled it because both of those circles are both uneven and whatnot.
Yeah. It's funny.
And then Dave's is, I love that. Isn't that great?
What was that? What was the
binoculars? Look at the binoculars. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
The piece in the middle. I wouldn't.
What's the weird scuba diving snorkel thing sticking out the side? You have any idea?
The thing that you hold them with.
You hold binoculars with a thing?
You know, like you're thinking the old style. We've gone to the theater and we have the binoculars and we look through and it's got the handle, you know, with the old binoculars. Those are old binoculars. All right, so let's get to this one. This is the last one because this one was Saturday. All right, I got one more. Okay. This one's Saturday. Right. You're gonna love this one. The prompt was exotic. All right.
Oh, didn't you show this? Oh, okay.
That is Dave. Toucan Sam, very exotic, very, very exotic. This one was mine.
He must have showed that to me over the weekend.
Oh, I did. I think I showed it to you. That's my Joe Exotic. Okay. Thank you.
Snickerdoodle protein powder is grody.
Gross.
Okay. Yeah, it is gross. Okay. Let's do the news. Now, this is real news. It's not just a political cartoon that I made up. However, political speech is protected, YouTube, so please don't bring the hammer down on us. Where's the share button? According to Ground News, or Ground News is reporting, no, that's not right. Ground News is letting us know that Geller Report has reported that COKEMALA, which, you know, you can do on, I'm trying to get it to trend on X, hashtag COKEMALA. The White House staffer reveals it was Kamala's cocaine found in the White House.
That's what I heard over the weekend.
Yeah. So the Democrat media access is not reporting this blockbuster story, but in a rational world, so let's just get to it here. Let's go over here. It's good. We got a little video to watch. So check this out. Cocaine Kamala. A staffer says it was Kamala's coke, and she literally pinned it on Hunter. Poor Hunter Biden. Can't get a break, this guy. Fought to get clean and sober, and, you know, trying to clear his name from, you know, peddling political power in Ukraine, trying to clear his name, and Kamala Harris throws him under the bus. Listen to this. This is nuts. Here we go. Come on. Where's the tweet? Where's tweet? Load the video. Sorry, folks.
Are you gonna play a video for us?
I was just watching this. I'm trying to, but I forgot how to use the internet. Here, come on. This is embarrassing. There, no, it's loading now. It's loading. Here we go.
It's Russian hackers messing with our show.
At first, everything got better. Maybe because she started making more work trips. It was fine until last year's spring. Well, then her strange behavior suddenly returned. We understood everything. Gasps, inappropriate laughter, outbursts of anger. It became immediately obvious to those who worked with Harris from the beginning. Now, at some point, everything reaches a point of absurdity. And there was a big scandal. If you guys probably even heard about it. In July, security found a bag of cocaine. And the worst part of it was that it got leaked to the journalists. The
Dude,
matter couldn't
red
be hushed
flags
up
to me are
before it
going up
became public.
everywhere.
Now, luckily, all the right-wing media immediately rushed to blame Hunter Biden. But the left was smart enough to ignore the story. It was eventually hushed up. But I heard that afterwards there was a very serious conversation between Harris and Biden, and the president was mad about what happened. Hunter Biden, unfortunately, was allowed to take the fall for this, and this really angered Joe Biden. But, you know, at this point, there was nothing he could do because it was either blame Hunter or put the blame where it rightfully belonged on Harris and her staff, which, you know, that would have destroyed Biden's campaign. Everybody knows that Hunter's a drug addict, but if people got wind that Harris was partaking in the festivities, this would cause a major problem.
So it was Harris who brought the cocaine?
No, but the cocaine was brought in for Harris. The one from the staff brought it. Clearly, some high-ranking staffer.
Well, of course. She's not going to buy the cocaine or bring in the cocaine herself. That's freaking common sense.
And this is exactly what I said last year. I said that's probably a staffer. I said it probably wasn't Hunter Biden. I said that on the show.
Okay, so yeah, I mean that's obvious. The things that started over, and I want to hear the very beginning.
Just the beginning.
The very beginning of what he says. The way he says it.
All right.
Listen to his inflection.
Well, I thought it helped. And at first, everything got better. Maybe because she started making more work trips. It was fine until last year's spring. Well, then her strange behavior suddenly returned. We understood everything.
Okay, stop it.
Gas, inappropriate.
Okay.
The way he said one word is throwing a huge red flag to me as an announcer and a presenter for 30 years. The way he said the word returned. Go back. He just said it. Go back 10 seconds and listen to the way he says that. The way that he says that does not sound like casual conversation to me.
Well, then her strange behavior suddenly returned. We understood everything.
Return. She suddenly. That's almost like he is. If I had rehearsed a script for a book that I was reading and I was recording that line here, let me move my thing again. Go back. Just okay. Well, then her strange behavior suddenly returned, and I knew that I had to wait a minute, and I knew that I had to go on. I wouldn't. That doesn't sound casual conversation to me. That word made that whole thing sound like scripted. And so I started looking at everything. The background. Okay, yeah, looks like any other freaking bar. You know, you've got looks like maybe the wood, and I don't know if that's carpet down there. Sometimes you use cheap carpet for a sound filter. One or two signs in the back. Okay. I was trying to listen to the background noise. You know, you had change falling from a machine. You had, of course, people talking and whatnot, but I can get any freaking background ambient bar sound effect, thousands of them, and put them together to make it sound like anything. He's got a beer sitting right there prominently in front of everything that's halfway down. You know, it's been sitting there for a while.
So
his collar's undone, his tie's kind of undone, his shirt sleeves are folded and rolled up. And the way that he said that, it just makes me seem like, I don't know, is this fake? I would really like it for it to be true, but I'm not one of those people that eat everything, even if it benefits my side. Oh yeah, that's the truth. I'm not that person. I have to question everything. And this to me was throwing up red flags, like it may be fake.
Who does this help?
It helps Trump's side.
You think it helps Trump's side?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
That's why, that's why I'm not one of these red pill, just drink the Kool-Aid type people. I like to believe in conspiracy theories and stuff, but also, if it's not feasible or throws up red flags to me, I'm not going to buy it.
nobody has confirmed this yet. This is one
Right.
report,
That's
one
another
guy's story. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I will say this: the White House cocaine story, old story, right? It's not new, sensational news. It's stuff people already forgot about
anywhere.
So, like, that's not. So, as far as an attack vector, not likely to be super effective. But you're right. There's not multiple corroborating witnesses yet. On the other hand, it's also from deep inside the White House. So, like, you basically have to James O'Keefe somebody to get any information out of there.
Well, right. Which that's what it looks like. That's what it appears to be. That's what sells this type of information. So, I mean, if me and you wanted to make a silly little, hey, let's make this video and see how far it can get and blah, 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 but it's got to look real. That's why it threw up too many. But that one word, the way he said the word returned, made everything kind of fall into place.
Aside from setting aside, obviously, there's no corroborating evidence yet that we have. Setting that aside, does the story work? Do you believe that kind of story?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the story being Kamala Harris is such a dysfunctional, anxious, person that her staff brought in coke to help her get to be more effective. And
you don't think she did coke back in the day when she was a party girl and she did all? Of course she's.
And then when the coke was found, she scapegoated it onto Hunter Biden because the media would excuse a Hunter Biden with coke at the White House story and not dig any deeper. Does that scenario work?
Yeah, it really does. I mean,
it does work. It's very believable.
It does. It's very believable.
And now here's one more question. Is it believable that Joe Biden would allow his son Hunter to be the patsy for the coke story to prevent it from interrupting his 2023 Biden campaign, his campaign for the White House? Would he allow his son to take the rap for this White House coke so that his running mate is not the one that gets
yes, and not looking at it from a dad point of view, looking at it, taking the complete fatherhood point of view out of it. Yes, he would have. It helps him, which in turn helps his family, which he can do, and he can retain power to help his son, and they can use the media, which they control, to completely just cover up the story. And if they want, and there's certain other media sources that they don't control that won't let the story go down, we'll just do something else or have some big football game or have a big super concert and have a dancing woman come out in front of you and twirl around. All right, so that you don't see us moving the elephant behind the state. You don't pay attention to that anymore. Watch your right hand and don't pay attention to what this left hand's doing over here.
I had a lot of fun with this over the weekend, making Grok make COKEMALA memes, but it seems like nobody else thinks this is funny, but I think this is hilarious.
That's a good art style. What are you using for the prompt for the art?
Political cartoon, New Yorker style.
Okay.
Also, you have to do political cartoon, or else Grok and the other AIs can be like, "You're not allowed to do this about real people."
I was wondering how you got away with this. Like, well, Elon's AI don't care. Did you see?
It's not checking too hard.
Did you see Elon pop up at the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania over the weekend? Did you watch that?
I watched some of it.
I watched it from the very beginning.
And I saw you making comments about it. Like, go ahead.
Well, I was sitting there watching it from the very beginning, and they brought out Trump's son. Was it Eric?
Is that Eric?
Yeah. Who's he married to?
Don Jr. has the beard.
Yeah.
And Eric is married to, what's her name?
I know. I forgot her name.
It's not Ivanka.
No, I forgot her name too. I don't know. But he was giving the speech at first, and that's when I had it on TikTok, on a Daily Mail Live TikTok, and then I pulled it down, and that's when I was sitting there drawing. I was sitting outside listening to the Trump thing, but I was drawing. And he sounds just like his dad. Like
they both do.
He doesn't have this. They don't have the same tone, but their cadence and their inflection and the way that they word things is exactly the same. It was
Laura
great
Trump.
sitting there listening to him. Laura, yeah.
His wife is Laura, and she's the co-chair of the RNC now. Like, that was the only reason. Yeah. I mean, like, they ousted that other horse, and they got her in there, and so they're making. I mean, the whole party now is running on Trump gasoline. It's working. I think
when they brought Trump out to stage, he was like, he gave his initial hays and highs and thank yous and stuff. And he said, he goes, as I was saying, this chart is the best chart. And I was like, everybody went when he said that.
Listen,
there was one aerial flyover. There was one aerial flyover that I saw because during his speech, he kept saying that there's people go back, keep going and keep going. There's so many people here today. And I saw that.
Do you have it?
One aerial flyover. You couldn't, only saw it come up. I saw it on X. If you look on
I'll
X,
find it. Keep going.
If you've got it
I'll
up.
find it real quick.
But there were so many people there, man. And Elon got up. He introduced Elon, brought him up. The crowd was chanting Corey. They played that. They played at the end of the thing that Italian song, about once he gets
Ave Maria.
yeah. They played.
No, it's not that. It's not the one from Sum of All Fears. There's a different song at the end of Sum of All Fears. You know the story about this? You know the movie Sum of All Fears?
Yeah, I thought they played the same one.
No. Well, I don't think so. I heard him playing Ave Maria.
Well, no, they sing Ave Maria during the thing, but he said if you'll listen to what Trump says at the end of when he gets done singing Ave Maria, he's like, oh, what a wonderful voice. Didn't he have a great voice, blah, blah, blah. And and if you're here, don't leave as soon as it's over with, because he's going to come back out and sing three more songs. And then he said he's going to sing blah. And then what was the one from the end of Sum of All Fears?
I don't know. I can't remember the name.
That's the one he said he was going to sing that too, because when he said that, my brain was like, oh, that's that song, so he sang it. I don't think they broadcast it, but if you go back and listen to that speech, Trump says that as soon as he gets done singing Ave Maria. So they
I'm
played
looking
it
through
again.
Elon's feed, because Elon was on stage in his dark MAGA hat, and he posted,
if you will notice, Elon Musk has never changed his profile picture on Twitter, on X. He's always had the same picture.
It's been the same for a while. Prior to here, I found that.
He changed it to the picture of him on stage with Trump in that hat, in that MAGA hat.
I to be honest, his prior profile photo I never liked, because it was him in basically like a Satan costume, like Satan armor, or if you go look at it, it's got like a double face or something like that. And he's like at a costume party, so he's just having fun or whatever, but I didn't like it. And he changed it to him wearing a dark MAGA hat. Yeah. So here's the video that Elon posted on X. So here, I'll drop down my camera down just a second.
Yeah, me too.
Look at that. Front of the rally. That's more people than a Fish concert, bro.
That's what I was fixing to say. That's more people than a concert, man.
That is a lot.
It's not bigger than Big Cypress, but whatever.
Look how far back it goes, dude. That's got to be like, 2 football fields at least back that way. And then way over here, let me turn this down. And then, I mean, like, it's so far. It's so far. And then like way over there, those are the stadium, like the bleachers or whatever, that Corey Comparator was shot in this kind of space over here, I think. But you can't see my finger, my little pointer finger. But yeah, dude, that's a lot of people. That is a lot.
Where did I post? Did you watch the videos of the men, the 2 guys that they have captured behind Trump? Right here, this. I want you to watch this. I posted this in our news feed on our Discord server that you can get to by joining the link below.
Oh, I thought you were sharing. I thought you were sharing.
Oh no, hang on. No, let me share it here real quick. Let me bring up this first one here. Okay. Watch this. Watch. I think it zooms in on it.
Was watching the Trump rally today in Michigan and noticed this guy in the red shirt.
I think it's right here.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. You know that's a thing, right?
What is it? The scrolling up the side of your
this and that, right? It's this.
Yeah, my son does that.
Trace your chin, and it looks spooky, right? Yeah, Gen Z is retarded. That's basically it's a meme called mewing. This is a meme called mewing, where you do this.
Watch this guy
over your lips. He does it too. Yeah. You trace your jawline and you shush, and it basically means I don't want to answer your question. It's so stupid. Gen Z are retarded. We have raised a generation of retards.
Okay.
It looks
I've seen Alex do that before, and I've made fun of him because but he never does this. I've never noticed him doing this.
Yeah.
He'll always
it's like you're asked a question by your teacher, but you don't want to answer the question. So you
if I was a teacher, this is why when I got out of high school, I wanted to be a history professor. All right. This is why I'm not a history teacher, is because if a kid would have done that to me and I'm trying to teach them and I'd ask them a question and they went, it would take everything in my power not to go over there and choke that little.
And it doesn't have anything to do with the cats here. Look, I even have evidence here.
No, it's some sort of little stupid jaw.
Today.com. Teens are mewing. What is the trend about?
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've answered that question then. Conspiracy solved. Thank you, JJ.
Yeah,
that's what we
debunked. Immediately debunked.
All right. I got one here for you. You're gonna like this. This is kind of an early Christmas present from me to you.
All right. Okay.
Have you ever heard of this lady? Her name is
Corinne Jean-Pierre.
Yeah. Oh, you have heard of her.
Yeah, I've heard of her. She's very famous. She's first
she's the
lesbian press
the gayest, blackest press secretary that we've ever had in the United States. All right, here we go.
It's just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
Well, she just said that they didn't take money from migrants, and then she said that they had money for migrants.
But that was 2 years ago. So that was a long time ago. So you shouldn't even remember that. All right. You don't remember that she said that.
Memory hole.
Yeah.
Forgotten.
Yeah.
I got something for you. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, I think I want to do this one. So on I think it was Saturday, Kamala Harris was giving an interview. She went on TV and she was giving an interview. And about 2 minutes into the interview, as it was airing, it was Friday. Joe Biden decided to, for the first time in his entire presidency, go out to the press, to the press conference where Corinne Jean-Pierre usually stands. In his entire presidency, you have not seen him stand there and do a presser, but he decided to do one right then, exactly at the same time that Kamala Harris was giving a speech and had started a speech. 2 minutes after she went on stage.
It's pretty funny, the little infighting that's going on in the Democrats. It's pretty hilarious.
It's a little funny.
I mean,
it is a little funny.
Do they not think it's noticeable? Because it's noticeable.
Let's just see. Let's pick it up. Let's pick up from his expression whether he knows what he's doing or not.
There have obviously been a number of crises that the country has been facing over the past several days, with the hurricane, with the port strike, with the situation in the Middle East. Can you talk about how your vice president, who is running for the presidency, has worked on these?
Let me just say, he just repeated a bunch of terrible things: emergencies, hurricane, disaster in the Middle East. Like negative, negative, negative. Where's Joe go with
crises and what role she has played over the past several days?
Well, I'm in constant contact with her. She's aware we're singing from the same song sheet. She helped pass all the laws that are being employed now. She was a major player in everything we've done, including passage of legislation which we were told we could never pass.
Which one's that?
So she's been, and her staff is interlocked with mine in terms of all the things we're doing.
Yeah.
There have obviously been a number of.
So Kamala Harris is trying to run an underdog insurgency campaign, and he's like, oh, she's like right here with me. It's basically her and me still. He threw her under the bus immediately. He's like, oh, she's totally to blame for the Middle East stuff. Oh yeah, Middle East, Ukraine, she's to blame for that. Hurricane Helene, she might have had something to do with that. I don't know. But whatever I'm doing, she's did it too.
Speaking of Hurricane Helene, I want you to try something here for me. Will you bring up a Google search? I want you to search this name here in just a second, because I'm curious as to who this person is.
Okay.
So just some FYI here, in that area of Hurricane Helene, you might not have known, but one of the largest lithium mines in the United States and the world is there. Lithium is used for batteries. Okay. All right. Albemarle is this company. Albemarle is this mining company. They own the rights to Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine.
Okay.
The two biggest shareholders of Albemarle are BlackRock and Vanguard. No surprise. No surprise.
How much the state
shareholders? Okay. Guess who has the biggest stake investments in BlackRock and Vanguard when it comes to mining the Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine? Who has the biggest stakes in investments there? I want you to bring up the Google, and I want you to Google this name so that we can find out who this name is together.
All right. I'm ready.
This man has the biggest stake investments in the BlackRock and Vanguard when it comes to mining Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine.
All right.
Bring it up on the screen.
Oh, okay. You want to?
Yeah, I want us to see it together.
All right. Hold
All
on.
right, bring up to Google.
Yeah.
Douglas.
I already searched for Albemarle. Okay, Douglas.
Hey, the top one there. No, the EM.
Oh, this guy.
Now, click that guy's name. Who is Douglas Emhoff?
Oh, Dougie.
Oh, that's Kamala Harris's husband. Oh, I'll be damned.
He helps her find Doritos. You know.
So you're telling me that guy is Kamala Harris's husband?
Yeah, that's the
so
actually.
I would like someone to fact check me.
Second to gentleman.
I would like someone to fact check me about Albemarle, Albemarle.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We don't have to do it right now.
Okay. All right.
Because you don't need to do it on Google or Bing. Because you're not going to find the information. Good God.
All right. So Doug is a stakeholder in Albemarle, and if this disaster clears out, say property rights, and people have to.
I don't know if it's Albemarle or BlackRock and Vanguard.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of the three. Yeah.
You know what I heard over the weekend? I heard a video from a guy that said he was, so alleged he was an inspector for FEMA, a former. So he was a former FEMA inspector. So you make a claim to FEMA, hey, my house blew up or floated down the river or whatever, and you fill out an application, and then they send an inspector out to see and make sure that your claims are valid, right? That's what these guys do. And he said, so what you don't know is that when you make that application for that $750, they send out an inspector. And when the inspector gets out there, you have to sign some papers. And the papers indicate that the $750 is a loan.
If you don't pay back
your entire property is collateral.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you take $750 and you don't pay that money back, you lose your land and everything else you have there.
And just remember that every illegal immigrant that came into this country was given like $6,000, a cell phone, food, housing.
Yeah.
And supposedly these people I've heard some horror stories. Yeah,
it's a mess.
There was a local gentleman that was hauling a generator down, and when he came back, when he was coming back on this 2-lane road, this log fell right in front of him from the wind, and he hit it. And it didn't cause a lot of damage, but he hit the log. So he got out of the truck, and he was calling 911 and stuff. And the people that he just delivered the generator to came, and they were like, do you need some help? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, no. And then when they left, as soon as they left, the guy was with his wife. Okay. He told her to stay in the cab of the semi. And it wasn't a big semi like you're thinking. It's a day cab semi, the little ones that don't have a sleeper on the back. You know, it's a semi, but it doesn't have a sleeper on the back. So it's not a big long one. And when he got out, he's calling 911. The wind blew a tree over onto the cab and killed his damn wife.
Oh my God.
Another tree hit the damn cab while he's sitting there and killed his wife. From this storm coming back through. There is some horror stories from this. There's some bad ones about bodies and gangs. MS-13, the Venezuela gang. There's been several reports of them stealing supplies. I was watching videos over the weekend where guys had basically formed their own little militias. They were in the backs of pickup trucks with their guns, and they were filming themselves, and they were like, we're delivering stuff to elderly people and babies, and you're not going to stop us. Is basically what they said.
I heard a story. I haven't seen it verified yet, but I saw it. I saw it reported, at least on Twitter, that a FEMA director who was in the area was beaten.
I've heard that. FEMA director was beaten. I watched the Glenn Beck video, and the next day he was on a podcast talking about it, where they were driving around and they happened to just spot the FEMA van that was behind a Michael's arts and crafts store. And he goes back there and starts talking to him, and the guy's feeding him all this crap like, well, we're waiting for flyers. Once we get the flyers out, people will know that we're back here. And Glenn was like, I didn't want to sit there and scream, at him that they're giving away food at the front of the damn store where all the people are, and you're in the back. So he's trying to tell them that people can sign up, and he's getting them registered, and they can sign up through the internet, and they can sign up online, or if not, they'll go, he's going to go door to door. And Glenn's like, they don't have any houses. They don't have internet. The one guy was like, how are they going to get on the internet? And he was like, well, you'd be surprised on how many people come out here and sit in their cars and charge their phone from their cars. So he goes and gets their director, and Glenn asks the same question to the director, and she goes, we don't go door to door. Who told you that? He was, it's about a 10-minute long video of them seeing the FEMA thing and going.
Response to this whole thing has been an absolute clusterfuck, and
we are literally Americans are literally drowning, and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden will not help, but you still want to vote for them. But they may, it may not be for voting or not. All right, look at this story that come up over the weekend. From Politico, Helene hit Trump's strongholds in Georgia and North Carolina. It could swing the election. Did Politico just admit that Hurricane Helene was a weapon to hurt Donald Trump in the election? Does it now make sense why disaster aid is almost non-existent? We're almost 30 days away from the election, and state records show that nearly 40,000 absentee ballots were mailed to voters in the 25 North Carolina counties that were declared a disaster following Helene. For perspective, the last two presidential elections were decided by a total of 54 4,000 votes in 40 key states. In eastern Georgia's heavily Democratic Richmond County, 3 of 4 early voting sites are undamaged. The rest were Republican strongholds. 43 election day sites have been reached out to determine their status, but have not heard back from about 30 of them due to power and imminent outages. So
I think that this is a disaster, and it would be out of character for political activists to not take an opportunity when they have one. So I'm not surprised at all if a natural disaster is weaponized for political advantage. Although some people there's an entire kind of portion of the internet that thinks that this isn't a natural disaster entirely.
Hi, nice to meet you.
However,
it might have started off as a natural disaster, or it might have started naturally, but it did not. I believe it was intensified through human means and directed by human means.
Right.
And if you think I'm crazy, get in line. I don't care.
Well, we know that there are planes and drones and things that can put like chemicals into the like they will fly into storms and do something to them. I was always told that was that they put like a hyper absorbent powder,
that makes sense.
Could absorb all the water.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. It's helping. That's what we're doing.
They might be able to do other things too.
You can go to the freaking government websites that give you the instructions on what you have to do if you create a weather modification device. And it's not just a weather modification device. It's one of many different weather modification devices that if you personally wanted to invent one, you have to register it with this part of the government and go through all this stuff in order to have your weather modification device. So don't sit here and tell me that you can't do it, because you can. We've done it for years. People are just too busy wondering if the Patriots won this freaking weekend and where they're going to eat next Friday and what movie they're going to see with Tom Hanks.
I have a story from Geoengineering from 2021 that was a list of 100 patents for weather modification.
There you go.
So
there you go.
I'm not saying they did that or didn't do that. I mean, probably, you know what? The thing that's most believable is that the government tried to, minimize things and,
So do you believe if we can do weather modification, do you believe if we sent like sound waves into the earth, do you think and directed sound waves into the earth, because we can direct sound waves, we do it all the time, and we direct certain powerful and certain frequency sound waves into certain spots on the earth that may already be weakened, fault lines, volcanoes, stuff like that. Do you think we as humans could influence that as well? Because there are rumors, if you look at like political stuff that was going on with Japan at the time before the big huge earthquake, and then the earthquake, where the earthquake was centered and everything, it's just kind of fishy. There's a lot of things that are kind of fishy. Do you remember all the pods of whales and dolphins and everything that was beaching themselves about 10 years ago or whatnot?
Yeah. The thing is, how can you, so in my mind, so you're talking about some sort of a device that could cause earthquakes, but in my mind, look, you have a principle of conservation of energy, which means that if you're going to turn something on and make something happen, you have to be able to generate that much power and put it into the thing. And the amount of power it takes to move continental plates.
No, we're not moving it. You're not completely understanding what sound does. Everything in the universe is made up of sound. Light is sound going really, really, really fast. What it is. All right. Everything is made up of sound. Everything. So it doesn't take that much energy. You don't need a whole crap load of energy to produce a radio wave that would affect. You would need the right frequencies. You don't need a shitload of energy. You need the right frequencies. I can send a sound wave to you right now, my voice, and you're hearing it. But if I go way, way high, it's going to hurt your eardrums. If I go way, way low, it might affect your bowels and you might have to poop all of a sudden. You know, it might affect your brain.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. But I mean, there is an energy component,
right? There is an energy component, but you do.
I mean, be like
it could be. Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. I was trying to hit the share my screen button.
All right.
So I bring up all this just to share this story with you, since we're talking about that kind of stuff. Scientists have deployed monitors at.
That's me. That's my story. That's my story. Don't show that one.
Sorry. Scientists have deployed monitors at a Washington volcano amid some unusual activity. This volcano here, what is it? Mount Adams. Mount Adams usually has an earthquake every 2 or 3 years. All right. It's been documented. There were 6 in September alone this year. The most in a single month since the monitoring began in 1982. There is only one nearby permanent seismic monitor. In response to the increased activity, scientists have decided to install temporary stations on the mountain instead. Right now, there is no indication that the level of earthquake activity is cause for concern. Findings for the rapid deployment instruments. Okay, let's see. There's Mount Adams. It's about 30 miles north of the White Salmon Hood River. It is ranked as a high threat volcano to the United States. The volcano's threat level is based on what is known on how recently and what kind of eruptions have happened. This information is weighed against potential impacts to nearby populations, plane activity, and general infrastructure impacts if there were to be a volcanic event. The greatest threat to people living near Mount Adams are mud flows of rock and ash and ice that surge downstream like rapidly flowing concrete. About 6,000 and 300 years ago, they were generated landslides at that time. Historically, activity at the volcano is rarely explosive. The last eruption at the site was between 3,800 and 7,500 years ago. Just wanted to bring that up. It'd be terrible if another hurricane comes through Florida like Wednesday, how they're predicting, and a volcano erupts in Washington, and that would be terrible for the United States.
So there are a lot of earthquakes here. Look what I just found. Mount Adams. I'm just skeptical of everything. Okay. Yeah. Mount Adams earthquake time versus depth plot, 1982 to 2024. So on average, there's 2 to 3 a year. But the way averages work is that sometimes there's a bunch and then sometimes there's not very many. And that's exactly what we see. We see a bunch right now, and
hopefully we won't have any
and then
for like
several
4
years
and it'll average out.
So, and then several years here where it was one, and you said there was only one monitoring station until recently. They put more in place, temporarily.
But let me tell you,
like, what if you have it not recorded?
You live in Texas. I live on one of the biggest fault lines in the United States. The last time the New Madrid Fault had a major earthquake was 1811, the December of 1811 and January of 1812. There were 3 that were over 8.5. The church bells in Boston rang because it shook so much. It made the Mississippi River run backwards. It formed Reelfoot Lake. There were tremors for months, and some of these aftershocks were like 5 and 6.0 aftershocks. So my father, since I was little, has always said, we're all stupid around here to not have 1s and 5s buried in a coffee can in our yard, because if the big one hits, nobody's going to have change for a 20 or 100. And when the ice storm hit, that was the damn truth. If you don't have 1s and 5s, you're screwed when it comes, because your card don't work.
That was your dad's plan, but the current plan of the 21st century is to just
sign up for FEMA.
Those $20 bills, you make them worth $1.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
I got 2 more stories I got to cover real quick here. Tim Walz claims that Kamala's border policies are the most strongest and fairest we've ever seen.
I almost had a spit take and I didn't even have anything in my mouth.
Yeah. Here, let's listen to the not gubernatorial buffoon, but instead future vice president.
I want to talk a little bit about your record as governor,
because
2.5
minutes. No, never mind. Look, you got the headline right there. We're not listening to this idiot. Border policies are the most strongest and fairest we've seen. He doesn't get 2 minutes of your time, folks. Sorry.
Walt's 2 minutes.
Now I do want to cover this. Check this out. Now you and I do not live in a border state, but maybe you know somebody that does. And when I say border state, I mean somebody that lives in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, or North Carolina. If you know anyone that lives in any of those states, please tell them to like and subscribe to the show. And I'm going to make it worth your while, because while they do that,
you're going to give us money or something.
Elon's America PAC is offering $47 to each registered voter if you refer a swing state that signs this petition. So here's what you do.
Oh, 47. Oh, 47. I was like, why 47? 47. Yeah. Okay.
So they want to get 1 million registered voters, and they have like 2 weeks to do it. So here's what you do. You go, if you're in one of these states, sign up on this and put your phone number in, and then tell all of your friends to sign up and put their phone number and put your phone number here, so that you're the referrer to people that sign up to sign this petition, and you get $47 if you're in one of these states. Yeah. So save America and get some of Elon's chump change. He just pulls $47 out of his pockets and throws it at you. I could use $47.
Let's see. I had one here. Brian posted a good one here. A former leader of Black Lives Matter in Greater Atlanta is sent to prison after being found guilty of misusing donations received following George Floyd's death to fund personal expenses, including travel and a home purchase. Who would have thought that? That's crazy. Here's another one that came up over the weekend, and I had to look into this, and I found that it's actually a group of people that are going and doing this on their own. I think it's what it was. All right. So look, this is in Walmart's, and the one that I saw was in Texas. So this
yes. The achievements of Kamala Harris. They even have a sign on it. Look at his price tag.
Yeah, I wanted to pause it and see if it. No, Jason, see the price tag says never CH. So they just stuck them up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look at the achievements of Kamala Harris.
You're kidding me.
And there you go.
Oh my God.
Stars at night are big and bright.
There's a story in the Times of India. They took it literally. It says U.S. stores are selling Achievements of Harris book, but it's blank. So people in India, they didn't check that it was a joke in Walmart.
And
they were running with the story as though it is real.
Perfect joke. And then we're going to leave you with one more today. I'll leave you with one more here, JJ. You'll like this one too.
All right.
I hope you've seen that. I hope you haven't seen this so that you can see it here. I'm going to move
I have not seen this.
Oh, crap, I can't move my camera down. I lose the page. Move your camera down and watch this.
Yeah.
We don't have
this. Is going to be great. This is going to be great.
This is so ridiculous. You realize that, right?
No, it's not. Fuck Trump. That's what I say.
I know, but I hate Trump too.
He's
Chad.
got a mask on, Chad.
But you don't see me out here destroying property. It's probably illegal.
Chad.
You know what? You know it's a fucking crime to have a fucking Trump dance sign.
Oh my God.
In the main line.
I can't believe you said that. What's wrong with you?
Oh, what is that? Oh my God.
What is that?
Oh my God.
Well, that's just great.
Come on, Chad. Hurry up.
Chad.
What happened, Chad?
What's going on, Chad?
What happened?
What happened, Chad?
Chad, what is it?
Oh my God.
What?
These fucking people. They're fucking assholes.
We are?
I have to get to work. Don't tell me you got a flat.
Fucking asshole.
Well,
you did it, Chad.
Jeez, Chad. Don't be a
Chad.
douchebag next time.
Those people, they planned for you to do that. Those assholes, Chad. Let's do jokes. We got a couple minutes. Let's do jokes. Good morning, folks. That are in and out. We're here Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning cover the news and also hilarious jokes. Not all jokes are hilarious though, but you get some. Maybe one. You might get one. All right, here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, his jokes are hilarious.
I don't know.
People are shocked to discover that I have a police record.
Yeah.
But I love their greatest hits.
Synchronicity is a great one. Synchronicity 2. What do you say to a non-binary person when they're misgendered?
What do you say?
They're there.
They're there.
Aww.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back tomorrow. Follow us on X, please. Go to x.com/theinternetdads. I say us. It's just me. And I post a bunch of...
I do some stuff sometimes.
Maybe. And, by the way, for those that let me mention this. On X, I have a list of people that are internet dads, and anytime any of them post, you can basically keep that channel there, and you can see any of those posts. So come over here to hang out with us, and there's oh my gosh,
Miss Danger.
Miss Danger, we haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for coming by.
Because your dog and cat got eaten by Kamala Harris. This needs to be front page. You need to get Grok to make a...
I'm afraid that might be misinformation.
I don't think it is.
I think the Biden-Harris administration has said that it is not true that she has had her dog and cat eaten.
That was pretty good.
It's good to see you, Ms. Danger. Welcome back. Come back tomorrow. And I don't remember what I'm supposed to say. What do I say at the end?
Good, and everybody's here today. Hello.
Oh, right.
Hit button. I gotta pee.
Yeah, me too. Got a lot of pee.
Drink a cold pot of coffee. Come on.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next swim meet to a psychopath dude with fake teeth. For a comment, he said no. Watch now, the internet ad show. Subscribe quick, the squid monster's on the way. Inspire with us tomorrow's news today. Oh yeah.
YouTube did not approve of this cartoon.